Good afternoon. So we are still in Thailand, and those 2 months over there were filled with vivid dreams. I dreamed most of the nights, and they were really like vivid, like they were literally as it is now. So I know, well, at least I like to believe, based on certain experience and certain situations that happened in my life, that what we call dreams, it's probably just another reality, something that run parallel to this one, if real or reality is something that we can talk about. So, but somehow, we differentiate there, because there is a state that we call awakening state, and then there is a state that we call sleeping state. So anything that happen during that time, that's what we call dreams. But we call it dreams because that's how we've been taught to refer to them, and we haven't been given any other alternative explanation about what they are. What something that I think it's in purpose, like it's not an accident that we only been taught one version of what dreams might be about. Now, as I said last time, or every time I talk about dreams, I had quite few time premonitions. So I had the so-called dreams that then eventually showed up on in the awakened state. And so obviously I cannot, for me, at least in my personal life trip, I cannot call them just dreams. So it's obviously, to me, it's something else, something like that. It's basically the same of what I think to be real when I'm awake. Now, on those 2 months in Thailand, in that farm, in that coffee farm, most of the nights they were punctuated by dreams that they were. First, I had it most of the night, something that is not happening for a very long time in London, because I live in London, and when I'm back home in Italy. So something has to do with the environment there, the kind of lifestyle I had there, and so on. But there was few that were really powerful, and like one of them I already talked about, and this one is another really powerful one that I had one night. So in the so-called dream, I met a very good friend from my hometown in San Benedetto. That's someone that actually I haven't seen for a very long time, since I've been back quite often back home. And I cannot remember most of the conversation we had in that dream, but I only remember something he said, and then after that I woke up. He said very clearly, like if I had to really focus on that, it's like, Alex, jump inside the rabbit hole and look how deep it is. And then I woke up. Literally, I woke up immediately, or at least I perceive it in that way, after he said that. And about all that night, that's the only thing that I remember. Now, I know that it holds something important that I couldn't really decipher, and like I couldn't really not explain. I feel like was something I like to say. Well, that this is something that I've realized after during the day, and then now that probably normally like when those kind of things happen, if I cannot really understand the full meanings, is a sort of like sign that it says from God, the universe, whoever is there, look, Alex, you are on the right path, you are on the right frequency. So when you are in the right path, at least I know for me that I'm on the right frequencies. So that day, obviously, I woke up. I went through my usual routine while I was there: meditation, reading, some writing, and then I went to have breakfast before start to work in the farm. The farmer tells me that that day he would go to Chiang Rai, and if I wanted, I could take the off on that day, so I could go with him, and then he had to take a relative to the hospital, and I could just spend the rest all the day on my own, sightseeing and visit coffee shops. That was perfect. So I jumped in the car. We left very early. I think we left around 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and it was surreal. It was foggy, and all the surrounding mountains enveloped by this fog. It was make it absolutely surreal. But all my stay in the mountains in that 2 months was surreal. So that morning was like a bit like more. It was special. Like it was really like it held some really strange, but I felt powerful energies, and maybe it was related to what happened that night and what was going to happen later on. So we arrived in Chiang Rai, and once we got in the city center, in the whole town, the first sign I see is the sign of a bar, the rabbit hole. Now, I'm not surprised. It was definitely kind of like to me telling, yes, that's what you had last night. It was important and powerful. This is kind of like is a message we send you, so you fully understand that. So during the day, obviously on and off, I've been thinking about the dream, and then at the end, I decided to go and visit this bar. That actually, looking on Google, it said it was a restaurant. So I thought, okay, I'm going there, I'm gonna have something to eat. Maybe something is gonna happen. That's why I need to be there. Once I arrived, I realized that it actually wasn't a restaurant or a bar, but actually was just a building, flats, apartments, and walking around searching for some sort of like sign or hint about if what I might maybe needed to learn or understand. I realized that it might have been a restaurant, a bar before, or at least at the ground floor or maybe at the last floor, but it was now just flats, just flats. So I kept going, enjoyed the day. It was beautiful. It had a powerful energy, and that day is actually stayed with me until now as a very special day, like emotionally, energetically, and then at the end of the day, we moved back to the to the village, and I sat at the back of the van that it's open, where normally they carry goods, food and so on. It's open because I wanted to enjoy like all the trip back home in in the village. outside, looking properly at the surroundings, that it was stunning and beautiful. And obviously the weather is always pretty warm over there. Like not hot as in the south of Thailand, but good that you can you can be outside even at night. And they just played some. I felt to play some music from my time in Australia, New Zealand, and it gave me such a great memory. Like I felt that I was lucky. Luck doesn't exist as a luck. So it was really great for me that time, and it was a really wonderful life experience. That time I spent in Australia, New Zealand, it was magical, and I felt thinking about it. I felt how important it was for me, and like I would say luck, because I can use I can't figure out which word I can use to say that I felt grateful. Maybe that's the best way. I felt grateful that I could experience that time, the people I met, the place I saw and visited, and so on. So it was wonderful, and that there was like all the soundtrack I was listening on that trip back. It was, all from that time. So the day, ran wonderfully. We stopped for some food in a village that is the last, basically big village, 3,000 people before, heading to the mountains and to the village. So move forward. I'm here now talking in my hometown in Italy, and when I decided to write about that experience, and walking toward the town center, what I was drawn to look at. I was drawn to look to a billboard. The billboard was an advertisement for a theater performance, and it was called The Rabbit Hole in Italian language. That in Italian language would be La Tana del Coniglio. So, like, Canton, for me, I know, okay, yes, perfect. I'm in the right track. So it was right to write it. The energy is there. Good. So, no need for me to explain about life or what is life and so on. I can only say that, at least for me, in my journey, I know that what we call life or reality is more than that. There is much, much more than that. And but still everything's a question mark. And when I was writing, it made me think that life, it felt like there was a board game that was very popular when I was young. I'm sure they're still around. It's called the Guess Who, and basically the game consists you are with in front of another player, and you have like cards with the picture of a person, some with glasses, some with different skin color, some with different hairstyle. So you needed to guess who is the character that hold the other player. So you go by guessing, like you got glasses, and if you got glasses, you say yes, so you have like all the one with the glasses, and you remove all the one with the glasses. Or she got blonde hairs, yes, so then you get all the female character with blonde hairs, until eventually you will remain with one that in theory should be the character that the other player hold, and then you win. Now, life feels like this, like, what is life? Guess what is life? Maybe life is just the journey, maybe there is no goal. It's just the journey, and you just go through and you experience who is the main character. It's a guessing game to understand what life is about, who is the character that it's in charge, and then you feel that maybe the only character that you needed to guess is death himself, because at the end that's the only character that we know for sure. Then who is the employer of death? That's another game. Guess who is that? We don't know. And that's the game of life, isn't it? Have a nice day. I love to share my life experience, and I hope that anyone listening can feel more encouraged, or more empowered, or can feel lighter, or can just, I hope that whoever listen to me chatting or writing can help in their journey in whatever way that the message comes. Have a nice day, everyone, and talk to you next time.